Uh, Good evening and welcome again to Rhyl Folk Club online, Zoom, whatever you want to call it. It's 4th of December tonight, and looking across the Muppet boxes, we have an enormous number of people to get through. So it's going to be two each, boys and girls, and we finish when we finish, which will probably be about 11:15, I would guess, tonight. And I think we've got new faces, Dewi and Eileen. I think we've seen everybody else before. Some absentees. The notable absentee is the bloke with the big gob who said that Wales were going to absolutely trash England on the rugby field last week. He seems not to have turned up tonight.
He said it was a practice game. That's what he said.
Big game tomorrow for the wooden spoon for you. Right, start off with some sort of almost proper folk music, Jeslo song. I usually start off with something sort of quite bright and cheerful, but not tonight. Sing your songs, but what do you know? I heard me old friend say your back's as straight as props and sleepers, your skin's as smooth as stemming clay, and them small cold will be the death of me. Come to me with damn fool questions, things I'd just as soon forget. Home and dry, you want me thinking of falling cages, muck and wet, and them small cold will be the death of me. It's not work, it's just hard labour. There were men in 39 rather risk their necks as soldiers than crawl around down in some mine. And them small cold will be the death of me. I hear you in your barroom chorus, can't help thinking about the day when they handed me me work clothes. You were off and on your way, and them small cold will be the death of me. So sing your songs, 'cause what do you know? I heard me old friend say your back's as straight as props and sleepers, your skin's as smooth as stemming clay, and them small cold will be the death of me. Yes, them small cold will be the death of me.
Feel free to unmute yourselves to show your gratitude, your applause, or any other feelings you have about what you've just heard.
Oh, the aforementioned Spanish Scousers are just joining us.
Oh, I'll have a 3-egger, please. There she
Are you
is,
going
Edna.
to speak to us, Edna?
Oh, she's got, look, that finger.
God, she's organised, isn't she?
There
Hello,
we go.
Stuart. Hello, Stuart.
Hello.
There he
how
is,
you
look.
doing?
I just checking that you went an effigy and she'd buried you under the patio or something.
No, that
What's
was
he
last week.
What's your weather like over there?
Oh, here we go.
Fabulous.
It's been wonderful. Today was a bit off.
It's been cracking the pavements here today. You know, all the tar in the road and melting. Oh, it's just too bloody hot for me. Right, shut up now. We've heard from you. That's it.
Okay.
Clear off.
I just check.
Right. Before I go any further, I want you to think over the course of the evening about January the 1st. So that's Friday night. You've had New Year's Eve. Not that you're going to be doing much. Do we want a little session? Maybe a shorter session? I don't know. Or no session at all. We'll all be hungover and couldn't give a monkey's. So think about it in the next
The
sort of
apathy's
hour,
coming.
and then
The apathy's coming in waves, John. The apathy.
yeah, I feel
We'll
it
ask them a bit
knocking
later.
over.
Let them have a couple more drinks, and we'll ask them later.
It's my birthday.
Right, there's something happens.
Oh, it's Phil's birthday on the tonight or the first of January.
Yeah.
He's the January man.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
I'll be singing that.
The time. There's. If anybody is very sensitive, there is some iffy language and some violence in this song. Eric Bogle song. I didn't write it. Well, I altered it a wee bit.
Eric Bogle.
The time of the year is almost on us when department stores will cheat and con us, trying to steal our money from us. It's Christmas time again. And who's the fat old jolly bloke with the long white beard and the bright red cloak, doing his best to make us broke? Santa bloody Claus. Who's going to make us destitute? Santa, Santa, not wishy Sunak in a funny suit. Santa bloody Claus. And who's the kind old caring chap, like screaming kids upon his lap, promises the little brats presents to pacify 'em? He's a generous soul, is old Saint Nick, not too hot at arithmetic. He doesn't care, the selfish prick, he doesn't have to buy 'em. Who makes the children's faces glow? Santa, Santa, and the adults drink until they throw. It's Santa bloody Claus. So if you hear the sound of a reindeer's hoof as it lands and shits upon your roof, if your chimney isn't Santa-proof, you better run, because if you don't before you know, you'll be up to your arse in mistletoe. Then you hear ho 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 ho, Santa bloody Claus. Who makes us bankrupt ourselves? Santa, Santa, Harkin his reindeers and his elves. It's Santa bloody Claus. Who's as welcome as a dose of sif, who goes down like a fart in a crowded lift. Who's the biggest humbug of them all? It's that old bastard Santa Claus, dashing through the snow in his open bloody sleigh. I wish somebody'd get a gun and blow the bastard clean away.
Language, Timothy.
I don't want to respond too positively in case he doesn't come and visit us this year. We've got a surprise for him, a log burner. I could have a job, wouldn't he?
I thought you might find this cartoon fairly funny based on that song. Can you see it?
Well, we can see something. It's ooh,
Distance.
Pick that one.
excellent. Did you just draw that while John was singing?
Oh, of course.
Very talented man.
Uh,
Oh,
this, this is private eye.
oh, right.
Other journals are available.
Of course.
Moving to Mr. and Mrs. W.
W.
What are you knitting tonight, Carol? Are you still on the same stuff? Not talking to us.
She's huffy this evening.
We gone off.
You're back now.
You're back.
I've got a dicky connection with the computer and the microphone at the minute. I'd actually fell over and put my hand on it. I think I've snapped something within the computer.
Oh, dear.
So I'm having to...
Yeah, that's what you see. You
with.
wouldn't have done that in October, would you, when you were off the booze?
No, well, this is true, you know, but back on the old wino.
Here we go.
Well, anyway, here we go.
Right, I'll shut myself up.
The first Christmas song, well, apart from Santa Bloody Claus, which was magnificent, by the way. This is a song by a band called Jethro Tull. It came out around 1972, I think this would have been. Once in Royal David City stood a lowly cattle shed where a mother laid her baby. You do well to remember the things he later said. When you're stuffing yourselves at the Christmas parties, you'll just laugh when I tell you to take a running jump. You are missing the point, I'm sure does not need making. The Christmas spirit is not what you drink. So how can you laugh when your own mother's hungry? And how can you smile when the reasons for smiling are wrong? And if I've just messed up your thoughtless pleasures, please remember, if you wish, this is just a Christmas song.
Oh, big finish there, John.
Oh, well, we try. Oh, I don't know. I keep playing the same bloody songs over and over again, but I've not played this one, I don't think, here. He's 5'2" and he's 6'4". He fights with missiles and with spears. He's all of 31 and he's only 17. Been a soldier for 1,000 years. He's a Catholic, a Hindu, an atheist, a Jain, a Buddhist and a Baptist and a Jew. And he knows he shouldn't kill, and he knows he always will. Kill you for me, my friend, and me for you. And he's fighting for democracy, he's fighting for the Reds. He says it's for the peace of all. He's the one who must decide who's to live and who's to die. And he never sees the writing on the wall. And he's fighting for Canada, he's fighting for France, he's fighting for the USA. And he's fighting for the Russians, and he's fighting for Japan. And he thinks we'll put an end to war this way. But without him, how could Hitler have condemned him at Clwb? Without him, Caesar would have stood alone. He's the one who gives his body as a weapon of the war. And without him, all this killing can't go on. He's the universal soldier, and he really is to blame. His orders come from far away no more. They come from here and there, and you and me. And brothers, can't you see? This is not the way we'll put the end to war.
Yeah!
Oh, yes. No, you haven't done that here.
I think he did it in a sound check once.
Oh, possibly.
I think he did.
God, you're nitpicking, aren't you?
Oh, I am. Nits are there to be picked.
Right. Carol?
And I'm actually knitting a jumper for our son. My own design, it's got a dragon on the front of it.
Yeah. She's been looking in the mirror. No.
And it's
Oh.
it's a sort of maroony, browny colour.
Ow. Ow.
Oh,
My ear's sore now.
You're in trouble now, mate.
Okay. I have 3 Christmas poems that I've written, so you're going to get one a week. This is the first one. Merry Christmas. Although I'm very sorry to say, I don't have individual presents for you for Christmas Day. What I do have for every one of you are wishes that I hope will all come true. For I wish you calm, and I wish you joy. I wish you rest, and I wish you peace. But most of all at this time of year, I wish you love and happiness. May you all have a lovely Christmas. May you all have a happy new year. May you always be surrounded by those you love. Now and forevermore. Happy Christmas, everyone.
Might have known the cynic would be there.
I'm welling up. Welling up. Pum, pum.
Yeah, at this time last year, we didn't know that the Chinese bloke was going to have his bat medium rare, did we?
Yes, this is.
Where are we? Oh, we're going down to Kent next for Ian.
Okie doke. Great start to the show. John's Jez Lowe song was superb, I thought, and
Crawler.
and another John, brilliant songs and a great poem. So we'll try and drop the standard a wee bit now. I'll be the ticket. You're my collector. I've got the fare. You're my inspector. I'll be the luggage. You'll be the porter. I'll be the parcel if you'll be my sorter. Just for you, here's a love song. Just for you, here's a love song. And it makes me glad to say it's been a lovely day. It's okay. I'll be the mail if you'll be the guard. I'll be the ink on your season ticket card. I'll be the rubbish, you'll be the bin. I'll be the paint on the sign if you'll be the tin. Just for you, here's a love song. Just for you, here's a love song. And it makes me glad to say it's been a lovely day, and it's okay.
Oh, it's one of those finishers.
Oh,
Yeah, I did that especially.
Yourself in the finish. And you're not sure if you're going to get the premature clap or not, are you?
Oh, that's cheating, that is, isn't it?
it's the folk club. This you're supposed to do the first verse again, and then a double chorus and slow down at the end, so we all know when you're going to finish.
I'll be the ticket if you'll be right.
Splendid.
That was a little song by The Damned, and this is one by a group called Tarkio. Annabelle Lee, you consent to be my only love. I see you there in the room. Your shirt lays bare your thin white arms. Surely by now, all the plans we made are gone. Surely by now, it's all in tatters. With a lift of an eyelash, you were holding my heart in your little hand, laying soft the goose down, and I will gently loose your shirt to fall. Surely by now, all the plans we made are gone. Surely by now, it's all in tatters. Surely by now, all the plans we made are gone. Surely by now, it's all in tatters.
See, he was kinder to us then. We knew that was coming then. We're ready with our mute buttons.
Right, always a treat, Ian. You always sort of take my blood pressure down a wee bit. Always lovely.
Do you have to have another dose after 21 days? That's what I was just wondering. That's the thing. We've had our first dose this evening. Well, do come back. Make sure you come back.
Thank you.
I can't believe that there's a hospital down South Wales where the nurses on the COVID ward can't get vaccinations, and it appears that the bloody management have taken all the slots. Oh, bastards. Bastards. Right, moving to Upper Colwyn Bay. Yes, it is you. You'll have to unmute yourself.
I've clicked the button. There he goes. Look at that now.
Come on this week, Nick.
It's a new laptop. He's running it in, John.
It's your own time. No, it's not your own time you're wasting. It's ours. Come on. Get a grip.
Shall I remove him, John?
The mouth moves.
Yeah.
The eyes are open.
I'll keep clicking that ask to unmute. You might get something.
Mr. Brain has long departed.
He's coming now. He's on his way. He's on his way.
Oh, glasses. Oh, he's got his glasses on. Unmute, Nick.
I keep...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worse than a bloody child, aren't you?
If you're on a laptop, you can just go Alt-A. That'll unmute you. Alt-A. And it toggles on and off the mute.
I'll remember that in future. I do apologise for keeping everybody waiting.
I was about to say, when you came on, nice to see you sober, but I'm not sure.
I'm absolutely sober. And I'm very pleased to be back here in your virtual world. It's wonderful. I'm going to do a Chris Christopherson song, which I haven't sung for many years. And I know roughly when it was because I sang it in a folk club, probably Conway, to mark the retirement of a dentist. And it just seemed an appropriate song for that occasion. Chris Christopherson dedicated it to Johnny Cash and various, Chris Gantry, various people who struggled with alcohol and substances. So it just
it's 12 years since I finished.
12 years since I've sung this in public. See him wasted on the sidewalk in his jacket and his jeans, wearing yesterday's misfortunes like a smile. Once he had a future full of money, love and dreams, but he spent like they were going out of style. But he keeps right on a-changing for the better or the worse, looking for a shrine he's never found, never knowing if believing is a blessing or a curse, or if the going up is worth the coming down. He's a poet, he's a picker, he's a prophet, he's a pusher, he's a pilgrim and a preacher. He's a problem when he's stoned. He's a walking contradiction, partly truth, partly fiction, taking every wrong direction on his lonely way back home. He has tasted good and evil in your bedrooms and your bars. He's traded in tomorrow for today, running from his devil's lord and reaching for the stars, losing all he's loved along the way. But if this world keeps right on turning, for the better or the worse, and all he ever gets is older and around. From the rocking of the cradle to the rolling of the hearse, the going up was worth the coming down. He's a poet, he's a picker, he's a prophet, he's a pusher, he's a pilgrim and a preacher. He's a problem when he's stoned. He's a walking contradiction, partly true, partly fiction, taking every wrong direction on his lonely way back home. He's a poet, he's a picker, He's a prophet, he's a pusher, he's a pilgrim and a preacher. He's a problem when he's stoned. He's a walking contradiction, partly truth and partly fiction, taking every wrong direction on his lonely way back home. Taking every wrong direction on his lonely way back home.
Yeah, very good.
In a way, I'm glad it was that one. I thought it might have been the one John Shepherd's got piles, he never ever smiles. You be glum, you had his bum. I thought it was going to be that one.
That was long before you retired. And that was only in retaliation. That was only in retaliation for you singing about me winning a farting competition.
No. So it's a mutual appreciation society then, is it?
It was in those days. We've learned to hate each other now.
Oh.
I'm going to do my only Christmas song, which I haven't done, believe it or not, since last Christmas. It's a wassailing song. And it's, I don't know why I didn't take my glasses off before. And it's just a variant, a Lancashire variant of a wassailing song, which you'll hear versions of from all around the country. Wassail and wassail all over town. Our cup it is white, our ale it is brown. Our cup it is made of the good old ashen tree. So is our ale of the best barley. To you I'll wassail, I enjoy. Come to our jolly wassail. Oh maid, with your glove and your mace, pray come unto this door and show your pretty face. For we are truly weary of standing in this place. To you I'll wassail, I enjoy. Come to our jolly wassail. Oh maid, with your silver-headed pin, pray come unto this door and let us all in. All for to fill our wassail bowl and then away again. To you I'll wassail, I enjoy. Come to our jolly wassail. Oh, master and mistress, if you are so well pleased, pray put upon your table your white bread and your cheese, and put forth your roast beef, your porriffs and your pies. To you I'll wassail, I enjoy. Come to our jolly wassail. Oh, master and mistress, if we've done any harm, pray pull fast this door and let us pass along, and give us hearty thanks for the singing of this song. To you I'll wassail, I enjoy. Come to our jolly wassail, I enjoy. Come to our jolly wassail.
It's a bowl, isn't it? Not a glass. They use a bowl, a wooden bowl.
There's a lot of discussion on the chat, Nick. What's a porriff?
I wish I knew. I haven't actually Googled it for many years, so maybe I'll find it this time.
Oh, I got porridge. I thought it was porridge.
Porridge. Ah.
Porridge. Who would want porridge?
Some nice moves again from Steve there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me going.
We've had a little bit of feedback regards January 1st.
Oh.
I think we've got...
You and Ray.
Well, I think Steve said he's probably up for it, and
I'm up for it.
Brian.
Hey up! Look at these. Oh, aye.
Yeah. Oh well.
I'm up for it. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll
do a short session. We'll do a session on January 1st then.
Oh yeah, lovely.
Okay.
Double time, isn't it? Double time, John, for the host.
Right. We're going down to Eastbourne now.
Oh, aye. He's unmuted. He's ready.
He's ready to go. Okay, Brian.
This is a 1974 song written and performed by John Denver.
and it's called Back Home Again. There's a storm across the valley, and the clouds are rolling in. The afternoon is heavy on your shoulders. There's a truck on the 4-lane, a mile or more away, and the whining of his wheels just makes it colder. He's an hour away from riding on your prayers up in the sky. 10 days on the road have barely gone. There's a fire softly burning and the supper's on the stove. It's the light in your eyes that makes him warm. Hey, it's good to be back home again. Sometimes this old farm feels like a lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. They're all the news to tell him how you spent your time. What's the latest thing the neighbours say? And your mother called last Friday, and the sunshine made her cry. And you felt the baby move just yesterday. Hey, it's good to be back home again. Sometimes this old farm feels like a lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. All the time that I can lay this tired old body down, I feel your fingers feather soft upon me, the kisses that I love for, and the love that lights my way, the happiness that living with you brings. It's the sweetest thing I know of, just spending time with you. It's the little things that make a house a home, like a fire softly burning and the supper's on the stove, the light in your eyes that makes me warm. Hey, it's good to be back home again. Sometimes this old farm feels like a long-lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. I said, hey, it's good to be back home again.
Always a contentious figure at the club in Rhyl. There's two people sort of get trembly bottom lips when not John Denver, but yeah, always popular with everybody else. Good sing along songs.
Yeah.
Right, okay, Brian, carry on.
The Luddites.
Anyway, my next song is by Folk On from Little Dribble Patch, on about a young lady in love with a Morris dancer, and it's called Dad, I'm in Love with a Morris Dancer. Young Davy Donegan knew from the start that his newborn daughter would break his heart, but the girl was so bonny he knew that one day some young man would court her and take her away. Well, the years they rolled by, and that girl's 23, and she's blossomed like blossoms on a tree. Now old Davy Donegan had kept her from harm, till she came home one day with these words of alarm. She said, Dad, Dad? He said, what? She said, I'm in love with a Morris dancer. When he shakes his bells, he makes my heart swell, I adore him. She said, Dad, Dad? He said, what? She said, let me marry a Morris dancer. You think he's a fool with his pagan ritual, but I'm begging you to let him be mine. Old Davy Donegan was shocked to the score. Tell that chicken Nancy, come round here no more. Then he went to the cupboard and reached for his gun, and his daughter cried out as her tears they did run. She said, Dad, Dad? He said, what? She said, I'm in love with a Morris dancer. When he bangs his sticks, my heart does tricks, how I love him. She said, Dad, Dad? He said, what? She said, let me marry my Morris dancer. Please don't shoot him dead in his big horse's head. He's the stallion that rides on my heart. And she sat there weeping, his anger did swell, when then they heard in the distance the jangling of bells. There on the horizon her Morris man stood. He was all dressed in white like a beacon of good. She said, Dad, Dad? He said, what? She said, I'm in love with a Morris dancer. When he waves his kerchiefs, he makes me lose my reason and I want him. She said, Dad, Dad? He said, I just said what? She said, let me marry my Morris dancer. Let our love take a chance. He is the squire of the dance, and we will call me to the end of time. As the lovers embraced, old Davy forgave, but the bullet he fired took them both just the same. As the Morris man turned white, a deep shade of red, from heaven old Davy heard a voice and it said, she said, Dad, Dad? He said, oh, for crying out what? She said, I'm in love with a Morris dancer. Some loves never die, now we're dancing on high with the angels. She said, Dad, Dad? He said, la, 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 not listening. She said, he's forever a Morris dancer. Now I'll always abide by my Morris man's side, and we're happy, and I thought you should know. You should know, yes, you should know.
Well,
dancing for you there.
Yes,
Gaffer did one last
it's the
week, so I
club's.
thought I'd find one.
It's the club's Morris dancer that doesn't like John Denver.
And
the Jenkinses have been to join us.
He doesn't do
from
he
their
doesn't
beach.
Oh yeah, oh yes, indeed. There they are. Look.
I'm coming.
If you move about, Jan, you disappear with that background. You've gone.
Oh, she's gone. There she is.
Yeah. You need a green sheet up her back. Right, okay. Those of you who were here a couple of weeks ago will not have forgotten Steve. Immensely talented. Mad as a box of frogs.
Oh, yes.
Our kind of guy. Okay, Steve, what are you going to do for us today?
Going to sing you a sea shanty. Well, this is my little colleague. Come here. This is my little colleague, Tadpole. Say hello, Tadpole. And Tadpole and me are going to sing you a sea shanty, aren't we, mate? Okay. I've thrown away my toys, even my drum and train. I want to make some noise and plough the raging main. I want to go to sea. I'll be a captain too. And when I do, how would you like to be my crew? On the good ship Lollipop, it's a sweet trip to a candy shop where bonbons play on the sunny shores of Peppermint Bay. lemonade stands everywhere, crackerjack bands fill the air, and there you are, happy landing on a chocolate bar. See the sugar bowl do the Tootsie Roll with the big fat devil food cake. If you eat too much, oh, you'll awake with the tummy ache. On the good ship, lollipop, it's a night trip. Into bed you hop and dream away. On the good ship, lollipop. Thank you.
I think the box of frogs lawyer will be on to you, John. Well, Gaffer wants one, obviously. I could see him looking longingly at your tadpole. Does it have batteries? Never mind.
Yeah, it does have batteries in it.
Right, carry on, Steve.
All right, okay, I'm going to do you one with my musical saw, but for various technical reasons, I have to do it 12 feet away from the microphone, otherwise the internet might explode. So, hang on. So, this is just about the right time of the day for singing this song. Once in the dear dead days beyond recall, when on the world the mist began to fall, out of the dreams which rose in happy throng, lo, to our hearts love sang an old sweet song. And in the dusk, when fell the firelight gleam, softly it wove itself into our dream. Just a song at twilight, when the lights are low, and the flickering shadows softly come and go. Though the heart be weary, sad the day and long, still to us at twilight comes love's old song, comes love's old sweet song. Even today we sing love's song of yore. Deep in our hearts it dwells forevermore. Footsteps may falter, weary grow the way, still we can hear it at the close of day. And to the end, when life's long shadows fall, love will be found the sweetest song of all. Just a song at twilight, when the lights are low, and the flickering shadows softly come and go. Though the heart be weary, sad the day and long, still to us at twilight comes love's old song, comes love's old sweet song.
How many teeth to the inch, Steve? Very important, isn't it? How many teeth to the inch?
I never measured them.
Oh!
But it's at this point in the evening when people start going, oh, it's Steve and his saw.
On this saw, yeah.
Steve Andy Saw he's got his name up as.
He saw.
That was my nickname at my local folk club. See, when I started playing the saw, that was the reason.
Your real name then?
Right, I see Natalia has joined us from Moscow. Yeah, she must have been wondering what the hell was going on when she joined in the middle of that. Have you got anything for us tonight, Natalia?
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello. Unfortunately, I have not prepared the performance for today, so I'm going just to listen, watch, and enjoy.
That's fine. I just wondered if you did have anything I'd squash you in a bit early, because I know it must be, just coming up to midnight for you, is it?
Yeah, so I have joined just for a while, not for too long.
Yeah.
Nice
Okay,
to see everybody.
always lovely to see you.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you too.
Right, looking at my list, we are going down to Surrey. Yes, it's you, Mike.
Hello.
And Helen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm joined by my better 80%, Helen. We've got a couple of American, vaguely folky, vaguely country sort of songs for you. And the first one goes something like this. It's called The Red River Valley. From this valley they say you are leaving. We shall miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. For you take with you all of the sunshine that has brightened our pathway alone. Come sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy that loved you so true. A long time, my darling, I've waited for the sweet words you never would say. Now at last all my hopes have vanished, for they say that you're going away. Come sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy that loved you so true. Just remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy that's loved you so true.
Oh, yes! Have you ever thought about going solo, Helen?
Ditch him. Yeah. A married couple in perfect harmony. That's a rare thing.
Oh, I must remember that quote.
Very rare thing nowadays.
Okay, well this is a bit of fun. It's a Red Indian song. On the banks of the river, but running there, young Indian brave, on the other side of the river stood his love, the Indian maid. Little white dove was her name. Such a lovely sight to see, but their tribes fought with each other, so their love could never be. Running there, love little white dove, where the love big as the sky. Oh, running there, love little white dove, with a love that couldn't die. He couldn't swim the raging river, 'cause the river was too wide. He couldn't reach little white dove waiting on the other side. In the moonlight he could see her throwing kisses across the waves. Her little heart was beating faster, waiting for her Indian grave. Oh, running there, love little white dove, with a love as big as the sky. Oh, running there, love little white dove, with a love that couldn't die. Running there, dove in the water, little white dove did the same, and they swam out to each other. Through the swirling stream they came, as their hands touched and their lips met. The raging river pulled them down. Now they'll always be together in their happy hunting ground. Oh, running there, love little white dove, with a love as big as the sky. Oh, running there, love little white dove, with a love that couldn't die. Yes, running there, love little white dove, with a love as big as the sky. Oh, running there, love little white dove, with a love that couldn't die.
Oh.
Isn't that a totally different Oompa Loompa? How many? Oh, there's a quiz question. How many Oompa Loompas can you
Will you count them and let us know?
Right, you can. For those of you who are not used to us, you can actually watch all this rubbish again tomorrow on YouTube. I think Andrew's doing the blog today, so there'll be a blog on the Facebook page with a link to. What is it? On the Facebook page, there'll be a link to the blog on the website, which will also contain the link to the YouTube video. Who had a hit with that? Was it Johnny Tillotson? Mike and Helen, speak to me.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
What was the question?
Sorry?
What was the question?
Who had a hit with that? Was it Johnny Tillotson?
Oh, it could be, but I actually have no idea. It sounds as though it could be.
See, I remember all the crap like that. I can never remember where I've parked my car in Tesco.
And I just do what I'm told.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be the day.
Right, okay. I will just recap what we've got left of the first half, and there may well not be a second half. We've got the Gaffer. We've got Jeff Durno. We've got Mike Hawkins, Gwyn, Phil, Davithan B, Dewi and Eileen, Alan. What more could you want? Right, so moving up the arm to the Gaffer.
How do you do? I thought, here he is. Yes, Jeff Durno is back. I remember when I was starting out, if you wanted to increase your bandwidth, you give a few extra pasties to the drummer. But there we go, times have changed. This is at the request of Mr. John Shepherd, so that he can sing it at New Year with Mr. Jackson. Kaiser Billy was a kraut. He wore his helmet inside out. A bloody great spike went down through his brain. He won't make that mistake again. Goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, farewell, Kaiser Bill. When Lloyd George first met Kaiser Bill, he laughed like a drain till he felt quite ill. Up through his hat there stuck this horn. Lloyd George prayed for a thunderstorm. Goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, farewell, Kaiser Bill. Yes, Billy's hat was a comical sight, a brass coal scuttle with a bloody great spike, ugliest creature ever born, two-legged square-headed unicorn. Goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, farewell, Kaiser Bill. Now Kaiser Billy had a row with old Lloyd George, and I don't know how. 'Twas hard to understand, no doubt. One spoke Welsh and the other spoke Kraut. Goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, farewell, Kaiser Bill. Now Kaiser Billy held this war, Christ knows what he held it for. He beat the Belgians, dodged the Dutch, drew with the French, but he won't beat us. Goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, farewell, Kaiser Bill. A mad assassin out to kill, fired 3 shots at Kaiser Bill, but there is no need for alarm, went straight through his head so they done no harm. Goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, farewell, Kaiser Bill. The same assassin, Christ knows why, drew his knife for a second try. He did not take the Kaiser's life. He struck his heart and snapped his knife. Goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. No farewell, Kaiser Bill. Now Kaiser Billy took a spin to see the sights from a Zeppelin. He should have took his hat off first. He craned his neck and the damn thing burst. Goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, farewell, Kaiser Bill. They want to hang old Kaiser Bill. The hangman swears he never will. Ask him why and he will retort, his head's too big and his neck's too short. Goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, farewell, Kaiser Bill. When Billy dies, it's hard to tell if he'll go up to heaven or down to hell. If he goes up to heaven, then the Lord will grieve. If he goes to hell, old Nick might leave. Goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. No, goodbye, Kaiser Billy. Oh, farewell, Kaiser Bill.
Ow!
Woo-hoo! Darling, notice me telegraphing the end of that one.
The check's in the post for that, Gaffer.
Oh, there's more joy yet.
Oh, good.
More joy yet. Yes, it's the only song that I know that involves the coroner. A building burnt down outside Neville. And a poor man, his life he did lose. And although he was badly disfigured, well, the coroner thought it was his. So they took the corpse down to the station. On the desk, sergeant up at Llanrwst thought it prudent to phone Messrs. Edwards and Jones, the two half-wits who hung round with Hughes. Now Jones said, I cannot be certain. His face is so burnt and so bruised. If you just turn him on to his belly, I'll very soon tell if he's Hughes. So they turned the corpse on to his belly, as Jones had requested they do. After one vacant gaze, he turns round and says, I'm certain this person's not Hughes. That mystified that poor old sergeant, for he spied no birthmarks or tattoos. Excuse me. Yeah, you'll have to edit me. You won't edit me.
Ineditable.
Ineditable.
Ribena.
The baffled Sarge then sent for Edwards to see if he shared Jones's views. Aha! He said, turn the corpse over face downwards, and no doubt we'll find out if it's Hughes. So they turned the corpse over face downward, and Edwards had asked them to do. After one dopey look, his daft head he shook. I'm certain this person's not Hughes. That mystified that poor old sergeant, for he spied no birthmarks or tattoos. How can you both be quite so certain that the lad on the slab isn't Hughes? Well, the corpse just possesses one arsehole, and Hughes was well known to have two. And as this poor corpse appears one arsehole short, we can safely conclude it's not his. Said the sergeant, if I had 2 arseholes, I'd never confide in you 2. So if he neither told you nor showed you, how the dern did you learn about Hughes? They said, we've both seen thousands of arseholes on lambs and on the rams and on ewes, on donkeys and goats and in Jones's case stoats, but we've neither seen either of Hughes. Said the Sarge, I'm inclined to believe you. There's not much that I'd put past you too. But if he neither showed you nor told you, how the hell could you tell about Hughes? When we 3 went down to the market, you could hear the good folk of Llanrwst say, there goes old Hughes with those 2 arseholes of his. The one in the middle is Hughes. There goes old Hughes with those 2 arseholes of his. The one-legged bugger is Hughes.
Yeah.
A classic. Still funny no matter how many times you hear that.
Oh, it doesn't get better than that.
It does with editing.
Oh, right. It falls to Jeff Durno to follow that. So, can you unmute Jeff?
I'm trying to find him.
He's there. He's up and running. He's away.
Oh, he's up right at the. He's moved up. He was down the bottom earlier. He's at the top now.
At the top now. Okay. Yeah, I must admit, Captain Shepherd, I did think to myself when you started all this that the 2 people I wouldn't really want to try and follow was Steve or Gaffer. So we'll change altogether now. We'll do something completely different. I was turfing through a box of forgotten songs from a long time ago and came across these 2. And the first one, I first heard him sing it in the 80s. I don't know where it was. At theatre. I know where it was. It was at Theatre Clwb. I think it was probably in about June. And a chap who I'd not heard before, but he came up from Birmingham, called Harvey Andrews, turned up and did a concert in Theatre Clwb. And he sang this song. And from that time onwards, I never heard it sung again. Now, I just happened that night to have a tape recorder with me, and I recorded what he sang. Oh, shouldn't have done that. Yes, well, anyway, you do, don't you? I've never found it on his discography. And in the 90s, I had a chance to ask him at another gig about this song. And the song is called When Ellie Waves Goodbye. And he said to me, yes, well, she's a grown-up woman now, and she's got a family of her own. No, I couldn't remember the words to that because I wondered if he might have done it as an encore. So this might do it justice. It's very hard to find. See what you think about this. When Ellie Waves Goodbye by Harvey Andrews. Capo's in the wrong place. That's why it all sounds a bit sort of, sorry.
Sounds like your capo's on about fret number 10 there, Jeff.
Yes. When Ellie waves goodbye, she'll always laugh, she'll never cry. So if I drive or if I fly, I go easy as she waves goodbye. She runs to see me leave, hitches up her little sleeve, waves a hand, and I believe that what I've lost she can retrieve. When Ellie waves goodbye with a smile upon her face, the simple style and grace of a little girl, well, it sets me a whirl. Sometimes I travel far, a minstrel man, this old guitar. I carry time, my only scar, looking for that lucky star. I call the road a friend. I love her curve, I love her bend, and the letters and the cards I send, and the way my home waits at her end. And Ellie waves goodbye, a smile upon her face, the simple style and grace of a little girl, well, it sets me a whirl. I travel far for you, to sing the songs I love to do. And when the time we share is through, I remember how the minutes flew. And Ellie waves goodbye. She'll always laugh, she'll never cry. So if I drive or if I fly, I go easy as she waves goodbye.
Lovely. Yeah.
Oh. If he's never recorded it, you could claim you wrote it, really, Jeff, couldn't you?
Oh, that would be a bit uncharitable, wouldn't it? Yeah, I could do, couldn't I? Why don't I do that?
Is it still alive?
I've never found it on any DVD, and if you search through his discography on Google, you can't come across it. But
he is still alive, yes.
Yeah.
He's 77 now.
Yeah, he did definitely sing it, and that's a new Harvey Andrews song for you. The other one that I found, which I hadn't, I have sung this in a couple of places, and you may have heard, some of you may have heard this. Written by a young chap who's up and coming in the folk world. I'm sure we shall find out a lot about him in years to come. But I'd never heard this until very recently. And you may not have heard of him. His name is American. He's American. His name is Tom Paxton.
Oh, God.
So
Never heard.
Never heard of him. No, that's 3, 5. He's probably in about the right place. That capo still. So
Here's the last thing on my mind.
The song is "I Followed Her into the West," and it goes like this. If I can get this right. I followed her into the West, where I had never been before, and never did she see me there, as I stood helpless at her door. Each day my resolution rose, and every day an oath I swore. Tonight I'll stand and be a man. Tonight I'll knock upon her door, and shaved and pressed and cleaned and dressed, I'd start out on the quest once more, but each night ended as the rest. I could not knock upon her door. I paced my room and cursed myself, and swore that I would go no more. And as the sun was sinking low, I heard a knocking at my door, and standing there with food for me was standing there my heart's delight, who said, I thought you might be ill. I missed you at my door tonight. Now you must rest and you must sleep, your resolution to restore. And when these dishes you return, be sure to knock upon my door.
Lovely song.
Beautiful.
Oh, that was really nice. Yeah, new songs to us.
Yeah, and me.
And your internet held up as well, Jeff.
Pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, excellent.
Yeah, so the people who did all the work on the internet must have actually, they told me that it would be done by the 4th, so well done, well done, Airband.
Right, Chaz and Jan, have you got anything for us tonight? Speak to us.
No, sorry, I've been problems with the button. Not tonight. We'll hopefully have something next week.
Oh,
yes.
We will have something next week.
Right, very good, very good. Okay, where are we now then? Okay, shut yourself up. We've talked. Yeah, that's it now. Clear off.
We've had enough.
Yeah, we're bored with you. Mr. Michael to know Mr. Loving Hawkins.
He's ready.
Oh, he's raring to go there.
Where's Sheila? Oh, hello, Sheila. Hello.
In the background.
It's about time you did a poem, Sheila. Never mind him. I'll shut up now.
I'll bear it in mind, tell him.
She's thinking about it, Alan. This is one of Donovan's finest. Yeah. Yellow is the colour. Yellow is the colour of my true love's hair. In the morning when we ride, in the morning when we rise, that's the time, that's the time I love the best. Blue is the colour of the sky in the morning when we rise, in the morning when we rise, that's the time, that's the time I love the best. Green is the colour of the sparkling corn in the morning when we ride, in the morning when we rise, that's the time, that's the time I love the best. Mellow is the feeling that I get when I see her. see her. That's the time, that's the time I love the best. Freedom is a word I rarely use without thinking, without thinking of the times when I've been loved. Yellow is the color of my true love's hair in the morning when we ride. In the morning when we rise, that's the time, that's the time I love the best.
Coming along nicely there, mate. Coming along nicely.
Yep. I don't know what's happened to this finger. This finger is continually catching on the blooming strings all the way. Oh.
Right, what are you doing for your unaccomplished one?
My unaccomplished one is Raglan Road.
Oh, while I'm doing requests, you know what I'm going to ask for sometime in the next few weeks. Who knows where the time goes? Just a request. You don't have to do it. Just a request. Anything except Blood Red Roses. Hate that bloody song. Hate it. With a vengeance.
I just I've not practiced Who Knows Where the Time Goes. In fact, if I get the words out.
Yeah, well, you've got a couple of weeks yet. A couple of weeks.
All right, all right. Save it till next week. Raglan Road. On Raglan Road on an August day, I saw her first anew. With her dark hair she'd weave a snare that I might oft time rue. I saw the danger, yet I walked along the enchanted way. I said, let grief be a fallen leaf at the dawning of the day. On Grafton Street in November, we stepped lightly along the ledge of a deep ravine where can be seen the true worth of passion's pledge. The Queen of Hearts was making tarts, and I not making hay. I love too much, and by such is happiness thrown away. I gave her gifts of the mind, I gave her the secret sign that's known to the artists who have seen the cruel gods of sound and stone. By word and hint I did not stint, I gave her puns to say. With her name there and her long dark hair, like clouds over fields of May. On a quiet street where all ghosts meet, I see her walking now, away from me so hurriedly that reason must allow I did not woo her as I should, this creature made of clay. When the angel woos the clay, he'll lose his wings at the dawn of day. On Raglan Road on an August day, I saw her first anew. With her dark hair she'd weave a snare that I might of time rue. I saw the danger, yet I walked along the enchanted way. I love too much, and by such is happiness thrown away.
Come on,
Absolutely.
Not bad, I suppose. Not bad if that's the sort of thing you like.
It's not bad for a beginner.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Is that a Christmas jumper you've got on?
It is, yes. It's my in between one. It's not really the big flashy one, but it's got reindeers on it and a moon. And
What are you doing? You're building up to the big flashy one, are you?
Oh, yeah, this one's in the build up, and then the big one with Santa on it comes out on the day.
Oh.
I'm wondering when you're going to bring the Daleks in, Alan.
It's possible. I'm worried about Sheila though. If Mike's going to bring out a big one with what on it? What did you say? A big one with
Santa's knobs on.
Oh.
Okay, it's a family show. Come on, it's a family show.
Sorry.
Right, we are moving on to Gwerin. I think you've got a short Welsh poem, have you, Alan?
I'm lined up with a diddle. It's a poem, and Gwerin sadly lost his brother-in-law very recently, and it's reflected in his introduction here. So I'll share it with you just now. I'll mute myself first.
Aelwyd trist sydd yma yr wythnos yma. Mae aelod o'r teulu wedi mynd, di pasio, di marw. Felly, da ni'n dipyn bach yn drist yma. A dwi'n eisiau trosglwyddo hyn i chi. I don't want to pass on our personal sadness to you, but a member of the family has just passed away. And this came to mind. It's a poem I've agreed to read at the funeral of a friend if he dies before me. If I die before him, I think he's going to have to drink a full bottle of very expensive whiskey. But this is it. It's not depressive. It's very optimistic in its process. Llwch i'r llwch, dust to the dust, I dwal Lloyd. Llwch i'r llwch. Diau rhan o'n deiar im. Ychydig o lwch ydym. I'r anfad a'r credadyn mesur diw yw amser dyn. O bob gradd rhywbryd graddiwn. I'r unig gradd ar un grwn. Cofier, na roi'r y cyfan yn y blwch yn llwch y llan. Bydd y cof yn boddi cur, o hwn fe geisiwn gysur. Tri y llu adegau llon yn gyfaith o atgofion. Darn o hyd o'r hynna aeth, ac sy'n aros yw ein hiraeth.
Rhyfeddol, Gwerin.
Lovely. Oh, wow.
Well, it's always difficult to escape what's happening around. And I'm going to do quite a short song, but I got a story to say to tell before I do the song. And it goes back to, I think it was 1959 in New York City. And we locate ourselves in the story in a wedding breakfast. And the groom is a guy called Doc Pomus, who was the lyricist of a songwriting duo, Doc Pomus and Mort Schumann. Doc wrote the lyrics and Mort wrote the tunes. And this is a million seller that they wrote. But little known is that Doc was confined to a wheelchair. He'd had polio. And the girl he married, or the lady he married, was a Broadway dancer called Willie Burke, who had, as dancers tend to do, legs that never stopped. And he's sitting in the wedding breakfast in his wheelchair, and Willie Burke is on the dance floor, of course, cutting shapes with all and sundry. And while he's sitting there, he writes this song. It was a million seller for the Drifters. Phil Spector did the production. The rumour is that Phil Spector did the production on it. You can dance every dance with a guy who gives you the eye. Let him hold you tight. You can smile every smile for the man who held your hand neath the pale moonlight. But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. Oh darling, save the last dance for me. Oh, I know the music, it's fine, like sparkling wine. Go and have your fun, laugh and sing, but while we're apart, don't give your heart to anyone. And don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. Oh darling, save the last dance for me. Baby, don't you know I love you so? Can't you feel it when we touch? I will never, never let you go. I love you oh so much. You can dance, go carry on till the night is gone and it's time to go. If he asks, are you all alone? Can he take you home? You gotta tell him no. 'Cause don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. Oh darling, save the last dance for me. Save the last dance for me. Ooh, save the last dance for me. There we are.
There we are.
You could almost be there.
Yes, you should. You could be there.
In the Ritz.
Wow.
Right, where are we now? Oh, we're up in Northumberland.
It's me, I think. Yeah.
Does your dog want to go out, Phil?
I think he does, actually, but he'll have to wait a bit.
If he lifts his leg on the furniture, we'll give you a shout.
Where is he? Is he there? Can we see him? Oh, there he is behind him. Oh, yes.
Well, you can all make animal noises if he does that. We're ready to go. Right. Okay. Okay, I'll do 2 Scottish songs actually, because the border's not far from here. It's only a few miles away. The first one's a more serious one. It's written by a guy called Stuart McGregor, who you've probably never heard of. But he was a mate of Hamish Henderson at the end. After the Second World War, they did a lot of folky stuff in Edinburgh, and set a lot of stuff going in Edinburgh, although he was primarily a poet. And like a lot of these people, he died when he was in the mid-30s. He had a car crash in Jamaica and was killed, which is a shame because he was a very talented guy. And he was also a medic, and he was particularly interested in public health issues, which I think is why he was in Jamaica to start with. But he got involved with the health of the workers who were building the hydro dams. Now, at the end of the Second World War, in fact, actually, during the Second World War, before, very adventurously, actually, plans were put ahead to build hydro schemes in Scotland. And it was quite an advanced thing to do at the time. And then soon after the war finished, these schemes started off, and a lot of workers worked in them from all over the place, a lot of Irish workers, a lot of Geordie workers actually. I was reminded about the other day. And this is a song about them, and it's got a couple of things. It's actually an unrequited love song really, because these guys got paid 10, 15 times as much as the local agricultural labourers would do to go away and bore tunnels through the rock. And it was very, very tempting for everybody. So this guy's tempted to do it, but of course he loses his girlfriend because of this, because by the time he's done all that and comes back, she's found somebody else. Got another interesting line in it. A very good friend of mine called Steve McGrail lived in Dunblane, and there's a line in it called the Winter Whisky in Dunblane, which I never really understood till he pointed out that actually what happened was when the construction workers were laid off, they all went to the pubs and got absolutely palatic in the pubs. So in Dunblane, they used to water the whiskey down to try and stave off the time when they all got terribly drunk. Well, the west winds blow to Coshyville, with the winds came we, where the river hugs the woods, blackthorns bloom in spring there stood a single rowan tree. So young and tender, so were you, I loved you both, 'cause there you grew. The day I took the road that leads by Rannoch to the sea. Well, we carved our names at Coshyville, the rowan leaves stood still. The westering sun was in your eyes, despite your kisses and my lies, my thoughts across the hill. I broke your heart as the minutes passed, I shrugged and said that nothing lasts. Many's the backward look I cast as I went north to the drill. Chorus coming up actually. Well, the big wheels rumble up and down, the lorries know the way. I waved me hands and hitched a ride, we crossed the bridge to Rannoch side, where the diesel motors play. I set myself to a cliff of stone, my ears to the boring hammers drone, and the ache inside I rued alone, for you were far away. But the money moved from Ericshlock, the great glen beckoned on. At Morriston the hills grew pale, we fought and drank through Old Kintail, till our money it was gone. Then I cursed Loch Allside's autumn rain, the winter whisky in Dunblane. The west winds blew in the spring again, my heart leapt at his song. And the big wheels rumble up and down, the lorries know the way. I waved me hands and hitched a ride, we crossed the bridge to Rannoch side, where the diesel motors play. Then I set myself to a cliff of stone, my ears to the boring hammers drone, and the ache inside I rued alone, for you were far away. Well, I came at night to Coshyville, a hosen hills aflame. You had another hand to hold beneath Beneath the names we carved of old, there was another name. You looked me through, you gave no sign. I drank the cup of bitter wine. While I knew the fault was mine, I went the way I came. And the big wheels rumble up and down, the lorries know the way. I waved me hands and hitched a ride. We crossed the bridge to Rannochside, where the diesel motors play. Then I set myself to a cliff of stone, my ears to the boring hammers drone, and the ache inside I rued alone, 'cause you were far away.
Very nice, Phil. I think your dog's gone to sleep.
Yeah, he does this when I start playing. Yeah. Sorry, I need a drink. Next song, also from up north of the border, was actually written by a bunch of school kids as part of a scheme, a folk music scheme thing done in Glasgow area, I think. And this is more Christmassy. I'm very well known up here as being a bit bar humbug about Christmas, right? So I have a limited number of Christmas songs, but this is one of them. A wise man opened the curtain too soon. The star of the east fell down with a boom. The innkeeper said, "There's plenty of room." How it all went wrong on the day. Well, a mouse popped out of the manger straw. Mary screamed and ran for the door. Dropped baby Jesus on the floor at the school nativity play. Well, the donkey sneezed and the stable fell down. One of the three kings broke his crown. Primary two were the talk of the town at the school nativity play. Joseph's wee brother was violently sick, nearly choked on his lolly stick. So I held out Mum's handbag quick. Oh, it all went wrong on the day. Well, the shepherd made a dash for the loo. The rickety platform split in two. It was just a stage we were going through at the school nativity play. Fear not, the teacher cried as the fire bells started ringing. Ding dong merrily on high, soon drowned out the carol singing. Well, the spotlight fell and I got the blame. Gabriel's wings made a pretty blue flame, and we all went home when the firemen came to the school nativity play. Oh, the donkey sneezed and the stable fell down. One of the three kings broke his crown. Primary two were the talk of the town at the school nativity play. I should have put my capo on number 2.
You were thinking through your boots there a bit, Phil. But, excellent. Right, but before we move on, Alan's back. I'm thinking myself to the second half. Do you still have the Rum Bum and Concertina video available?
I do. It's geared up. It's ready to go almost.
Right, I think we'll probably get 3 or 4 on the second half. We'll see how we end up. I would like to hear some of our sort of, infrequent visitors, people we don't hear every week. And if we've got time, maybe a Rum Bum and Concertina. I don't know. We'll just see. But right now we have probably something classy from B and something from Davith.
You've got it, mate.
They're a classy pair, John. Classy pair. pair of them.
Oh, I don't know about something classic. I'm not sure how this fits in really with tonight's stuff, but it's a poem.
Look around the boxes, B. Look around the boxes and worry not about fitting in.
Okay, so identity crisis. Is it a blind date that they meet like this? Unprepared, stripped of all illusion? She sees you for the first time. Average, not petite. Quite nice, not gamine. A little arrogant in that curl of the lip that men used to call shy. A little uncertain in the step she tried to stride. Joints now stiff, a furrowed brow, yet still the essence of the girl she used to be, with a stray curl unfurling on life. It's all bluster and pretense. She thought at 20, with breasts tilting at the windmills of hypocrisy, that she ruled the world. How she spurned this one because he was only rich, another because he spoke of God. And she was so sure with words that lit the path to what was pure. She can't speak to you, my lovely. She doesn't know you, because you stopped and took a breath and gave it all away. That quest for what is just and good, that light that twisted out of time and place and led to truth. She is ashamed to have become this spectre of what she should have been. She can't look you in the eye, the girl she used to be.
Of course she can.
Lovely as always, B. It's a shame. It's a shame to sort of have to follow that up with Davithiel, isn't it?
Well,
it's such a shame, isn't it?
Before he starts, B, that's another one of your own, is it?
Yes.
And have you been writing poetry all your life, or did you come to it later? All your
Not
life.
yet.
Always.
So it's the 99 that you throw away that makes the other one that good, is it?
Yeah.
None of them are any good.
See, that's the modesty of a poet for you. Yeah. No, I can't recite this poem in English, you know. It was written by a dear friend, departed, called Matt McGinn of Glasgow, Scotland. He said there's a wee town not so far from Edinburgh, well, about 800 miles the other side of Edinburgh. It's called Effin. And in Effin, they make brilliant honey that keeps you alive. And this song, this poem is about a man who kept bees there. He kept bees in the old town of Effin. An Effin beekeeper was he. And one day, this Effin beekeeper got stung by a big Effin bee. Now, the big Effin beekeeper's wee Effin wife for the big Effin police she ran. For there's no one can sort out a big Effin bee like a big Effin policeman can. Now the big Effin police, he done his nut, and he ran down the main Effin street. In his hand was a big Effin baton. He had big Effin boots on his feet. Now the big Effin police caught the big Effin bee, and he twisted the Effin bee's wings. But this F&B got its own back, because this F&B had 2 stings. No, they're both in the Effin Museum, and the Effin folk often come see. The remains of the big Effin Polis, stung to death by the big F&B.
Yeah.
And which country was that? Which country were you representing there? Was it Egypt or something?
No, I was just being an idiot, Ellen.
Well, Leslie ought to give you a score for your Scottish accent. I think.
Yes.
Oh, 9 out of 10, Dav.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
No, I was expecting -1 at least.
Hey, you just need to gargle a bit from Glasgow. Hey.
Oh, God.
Great fun.
I promised Dewi and Arlene a bit of Welsh. What do we get? We get McGonagall.
Matt McGonagall.
Right, okay. Can you do 2 and I'll fit you in second half, Dewi and Arlene?
Of course.
Will do, thank you.
I'm hoping to hear some whistle.
Yeah.
Right, I will shut myself up and let you get on with it.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay, we'll start with the Richard Thompson song, which we tend to do quite a few of. This probably sums up the situation we're in. It's called Strange Affair.
This is a strange affair. The time has come to travel, but the roads are filled with fear. This is a strange affair. My youth has all been wasted, and I'm bent and grey with years. All my companions are taken away. Who will provide for me against my dying day? Took my own provision and it fooled me and wasted away. This is a strange, this is a strange affair. Oh, where are my companions? My mother, father, lover, friend, and enemy. Where are my companions? They're prisoners of death now and taken far from me. Where are the dreams I dreamed in the days of my youth? They took me to illusion and they promised me the truth. What do sleepers need to make them listen? Why do they need more proof? This is a strange, this is a strange affair. Won't you give me an answer? Why is your heart so hard towards the one who loves you best? When the man with the answer has wakened you and warned you and called you to the test. Wake up from the sleep that builds like clouds upon your eyes. Win back the life you This is a strange affair.
Oh, lovely,
Oh, bendy,
lovely. Never ever disappoints. Lovely. And you can catch Derry and Eileen every Tuesday at Dragon's Breath.
Yep. Keep your dragon's tail up there, Dowie and Eileen. Thank you.
Now we've got them now. Sorry, John. We've got them now.
No, sorry, they're mine.
Very loyal.
We will share, yes. Yeah.
For a price.
We've got no money.
This next one is a song about a young lad who, sort of 100 years ago, more than that, 150 years ago, spent all his time in Caernarfon Harbour, watching the ships going in and out, and wishing that one day he too could become a sailor and sail off to these faraway exotic places that he's heard so much about, like Birkenhead and Wicklow. It's called Llongau Caernarfon, the ships of Caernarfon. Mae'r holl longau wrth y cae yn llwytho, pam na chai fynd fel pawb I forio. Dacw dair yn dechrau warpio, ac am hwylio hennau Birkenhead, Bordeaux a Wicklow. Tag dar stemma bach i'r toio, goleg gwyrdd ar waliau wrth fynd haibio. Peder llong wrth Bangor yn yr afon, aros taid cyn fynd am Gastell Gaernarfon. Dacw peder golem melyn, ar yw gwch ar gychwyn, clywed sŵn wyf ai wedyn. Doctor Stemmer, bach i'r toio, goleg coch ar waliau wrth fynd haibio. Olaf am hob llong ar hyd yr harbwr, oes na le I hogyn fynd yn longwr, a chael sbleisio a pharhiffio, a chael dysgu lliwio, a chael mynd mewn cwch sgwlio. O na chawn I fynd yn longwr, ar holl longau'n llwytho yn yr harbwr. O na chawn I fynd ar fynion, dros y môr a hwylo nôl I Gaernarfon.
Yeah.
Oh, Lovely stuff.
The whistle gives that such a reflective, traditional sound, doesn't it? Just completely relaxing. Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And
Hey, thank you.
before Alan finishes off the first half, can I just have a few? Just give me a thumbs up. Steve, could you do one in the second half?
Oh, two thumbs.
Yeah, just one will do. Nicholas, could you do one?
Oh, he's got a thumb ready. Look, there's a thumb.
He's got a thumb ready. I don't know. Phil? Right, I think that's all we're going to get time for. And Derry and Eileen, of course, sorry.
Yeah.
Of course.
You've got another, haven't you? Yeah. So we won't need Rumble and Stinger, Alan.
Pardon?
We won't need the video.
Oh, no, that's absolutely fine. It's just held in reserve.
We can save that for a rainy day.
I shan't be upset. It's all in reserve. Here's a song that a certain John Shepherd requested, so I have to do it because otherwise he won't do my request for the turkey, the man who slits the turkey's throats at Christmas, next week or the week after or something.
Oh, I'd forgotten that one. I'd got a list of things I'm doing. I'd forgotten that one.
Well, I'm a vegetarian and I wouldn't go near a dead turkey.
Right. I better dig that out.
Well, thank you very much, John. That's at least a week's notice for you, anyway. So here's a song by Doogie McLean. Doogie, and it's called. It's a song. I reckon the song. I've tweaked it. I've added a verse, and there was another verse added today. Not to make it so long, and I'll get on with it now. But anyway, I think it's a song about regret. It's about middle-aged. What's it called? Midlife crisis. I think there's somebody in a midlife crisis here. Anyway, you make of it what you like. It's called Down Too Deep. Another day is almost gone. Won't be long till you're out of here, and you will soon be home. Just thank God it's Friday night. I know a little bar where we could disappear right out of sight. You don't laugh like you should. You can't smile like you could. And life has torn the ground from underneath your feet. And I can't reach you, 'cause you're down too deep. Your wife, she says that there's no chance to rediscover all those happy days of love and true romance. And it's the same all down our street. It's just the children now that matter. Now you've got to make ends meet. You don't laugh like you should. You can't smile like you could. For life has torn the ground from underneath your feet. And I can't reach you, 'cause you're down too deep. So you will watch your children grow, and you will justify the sacrifice, though you'll never let it show. It's the heavy hand of fate. You know the dreams were made for dreamers, you just realize too late. You don't laugh laugh like you should. You can't smile like you could. Life has torn the ground from underneath your feet. I can't reach you, 'cause you're down too deep. And so you made your choices young, and now you're so much older, it seems nothing can be done. But life goes on, each breath you take. Hold your dreams just for the night time, and forget them when you wake. You don't laugh like you should. You can't smile like you could. Life has torn the ground from underneath your feet, and I can't reach you, 'cause you're down too deep. The die is cast, your bed is made, and now you must lie in it and let all ambition fade. Another day is almost done. It won't be long till you're out of here, and you will soon be gone. You don't laugh like you should. You can't smile like you could. For life has torn the ground from underneath your feet, and I can't reach you, 'cause you're down too deep. Life has torn the ground from underneath your feet, and I can't reach you, 'cause you're down too deep. Smashing song. Smashing song.
Lovely.
I've just had Doogie's lawyers on the phone. They don't like you interfering with his song.
Well, some of the words in it are...
you
Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200.
But it wasn't for commercial gain, was it? It was just an expression of a different way of looking at the song. I do the same with Ewan McCall, but he's dead, isn't he, of course? I do the same with Ewan McCall songs. Some of them have got a shit verse in them. So you cut it out. And if it's too short, you've got to put another verse in. So anyway, here's Edna's gone.
You're a bit short on bass there tonight, Alan.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm using my usual microphone.
Oh.
Perhaps it's my... Perhaps the fact that my guitar's got a flat back and my front's kind of convex, and I think I'm kind of damping the thing. Anyway, lacking bass. Thank you, John. That's all useful feedback. I won't take too much time. This is for Edna, because she'll be watching the repeat, like Coronation Street. She'll be watching the YouTube thingy, because she's gone now. They've had enough, haven't they? And they've got Dos Cervezas to deal with off in Spain. So here's a song. It's the closest thing the Beatles ever came to writing a folk song, I reckon. No introduction needed. Here we go. I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. She showed me her room, isn't it good, Norwegian wood. She asked me to stay, and she told me to sit anywhere. And I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on her rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. We talked until 2, that I didn't and crawled off to sleep in the bath, as you do. And when I woke, I wasn't alone, this bird had flown. So I lit a fire, isn't it good, Norwegian wood? So I lit a fire, isn't it good, Norwegian wood?
Ow!
Hold on. Over now.
I thought he'd catch us out. No, he didn't catch us out there.
Well, I do try. I'm very try.
Okay, listen up, people. We're going to run a little bit over. So, Steve, then Phil, then Dewi and Eileen, and then Nicholas. And that'll take us to about 25 to 11 probably, but what? Just one each. Okay, one each, boys and girls. Right, take it away, Steve.
For this one, I'm going to have to put these thick pads on my elbows because this song involves a couple of skateboard tricks. So it's not to protect me, it's to protect the rabbit because I've got very sharp elbows. I've just got to get my skateboard.
Do you really?
The mind boggles.
So here's a quick potted history of my musical education. Well, I went to join the orchestra at school in Stoke-on-Trent. Saying, can I play the violin or some such instrument? The teacher looked me up and down and then she answered nay, because your mum and dad, they are not on the PTA. But you can play the tambourine, just don't play it too loud. We don't want kids like you to spoil our nice middle-class crowd. Don't play out of rhythm, make a noise or lark about, or we will find a good excuse for two of you thrown out. So I play me tambourine, I like to make it ring. I like to bash a out of it to make it ting-a-ling. It's the way of making sure I'm always heard and seen. I blaze me way through every day playing the tambourine. When I was a bit older, I joined the Sally Ann. I asked them, can I play along with their Salvation Band? Can I play the trombone or a corn? It would be bliss. He pulled out an old tambourine and then he says, play this. So I went to the Pentecostals, the Assembly of God. I let him think they'd save me, then I asked this Pastor Bod, can I play the guitar in your evening services? He prayed a bit, he spoke in tongues and no is what he said. So I play my tambourine, I like to make it ring. I like to bash a out of it to make it ting-a-ling. It's the way of making sure I'm always heard and seen. I blaze me way through every day playing the tambourine. Our street don't need a long clock set to tune to Radio 1, 'cause I bash me tambourine to welcome in the crack of dawn. Our house ain't got no vermin 'cause I scare each rat and mouse, but the vibrations are crumbling the foundations of me house. Me windows all have cracks in and so's the roof above. Me dad wears plastic earplugs and me mum has shattered nerves. The only one who likes it is me dear old Auntie F, who, as you might have guessed, she's 93 and stony deaf. So I play me tambourine, I like to make it ring. I like to bash a out of it to make it ting-a-ling. It's the way of making sure I'm always heard and seen. I blaze me way through every day playing the tambourine. Sorry, that's me rabbit juggling. They won't know where to put me when I cross the Great Divide. Or will I go to heaven or hell, or how will they decide? Is this noise I'm making bad enough to be a sin? Will it be St. Peter or old Nick, St. Steve, me mate, come in? I'm King the tambourine, I like to make it ring. I like to bash a out of it to make it ting-a-ling. It's the way of making sure I'm always heard and seen. I blaze me way through every day playing the tambourine. Stop.
No.
Anna Goilda.
better than a triangle, isn't it? You could have got a triangle.
Are you living in a corridor, Steve? Are you,
It's a long thing. It's a long, thin conservatory.
a long, thin conservatory. Excellent. For long, thin people. Not for me.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Right, okay, moving back north again.
Okay.
For Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Follow that, Phil.
That's I had to follow him last time, I think. Last time I was here, I had to follow him, and it was a bit unfair, really. But it was the train song he did. Okay, are we muted? There we are. Right, there's a road runs from Hayden Bridge, actually, all the way across, and then from Alston it goes over the Pennines. I don't know if anybody knows it. I mean, you might not live in all that where you are. It goes over quite a high pass called the Hartside Pass. Right, and I don't know if you can imagine the old days, an old Morris 1000 Traveller. That's how I imagine this is actually, in some sort of vehicle like that. Mainly because I think actually there is slight similarities between a real life story and a Morris 1000 Traveller. Right. Well, the rain, it was lashing, and the fog wasn't lifting. The wipers weren't coping as I drove through the mist. I spied by the roadside a girl with her thumb out, and a notice that said, the road to Penrith. Well, I stood on the brakes, and I wound down the window. Hop in, I said, and I'll give you a lift. She appeared like a pop star in makeup and hairdo as we started out on the road to Penrith. As we started the climb up towards Hartside Summit, the car gave a falter and started to miss. The temperature gauge showed the engine overheating. The fan belt had snapped on the road to Penrith. Well, I opened the bonnet while she tore off her stockings. Round the pulleys I wrapped them while she did assist. She passed me a spanner without any asking. Then we started out on the road to Penrith. With Langwathby behind us and the journey near over, she grabbed hold of me gear stick, I could not resist. In a lay-by near Carlton, she showed me her road map, and that wasn't all on the road to Penrith. So I gave her the spanner to save as a keepsake. She leapt out of the car and blew me a kiss. I let out the clutch and released the old handbrake as she ran out of sight on the road to Penrith. So every young driver that's listened to this story, beware of young girls when you give them a lift. It may mean that later you'll need an inspection for something that happened on the road to Penrith.
Right, thank you very, very much, Phil. Always lovely to see you. Right, and we are moving to probably something a little more subtle with Dewi and Ali.
Just a little.
How dare you? How can this be more subtle? That was very, very subtle there. Thank you, Phil. That was very subtle. Now, subtler still.
Subtler still.
Yeah, this is a Kate Busby song.
was a bitter boy, whose golden heart I saw gleaming. I thought I'd win the heart within, but now I know that I was dreaming. But I will rise and I will sing, till I know I can't conceal it, because I hold the saddest song. I wish to God I cannot feel it. And the boy, the bitter boy, he came to me for rest and healing. It reached in his chest, deep in his breast, held out the heart for me still gleaming. And I will rise and I will sing, till I know I can't conceal it, because I hold the saddest song. I wish to God I cannot feel it. And then the boy, me and the boy, we walked for miles through stormy weather. Hand in hand we roamed the land, and held the gleaming heart together. And I will rise and I will sing, till I know I can't conceal it, because I hold the saddest song. And I wish to God I cannot feel it. And then the boy, the bitter boy, he came to take the gleaming treasure. Reached in my chest, deep in my breast, and took the gleaming heart forever. But I will rise and I will sing, until I know I can't conceal it, because I hold the saddest song. And I wish to God I cannot feel it. I will rise and I will sing, until I know I can't conceal it, because I hold the saddest song. And I wish to God I cannot feel it.
Oh, lovely, lovely stuff.
Very nice. That's a lovely kitchen you've got behind you. Is it electric oven and a gas hob? The ideal combination.
It's a backdrop.
Oh no! Oh, I've been fooled. I've been piddling about with backgrounds all night, and I've been fooled. Terrible. Oh, I'm hiding the fiddle there.
Oh, I see Jeff's back from walking his dog. Right, okay. We're last one of the night. I'm sorry I couldn't get everybody else in for the second half, but
Scrape that barrel, John. Scrape that barrel.
yeah, yes, we are now down at the very bottom of the barrel with Mr.
I'll ask him to unmute himself. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's got his glasses on. That's a start. Unmute yourself, Nick.
He's done it. He's done it. Done it.
I have. Just for Jeff Durno's information, when Ellie waves goodbye, I've just Googled it, and there's a German link to it, so he can't claim it as his own. It's a Harvey Andrews. I have, if there's time, one Harvey Andrews anecdote from when he came to the Llandudno Folk Club many, many years ago, and he brought with him, not his choice, I'm sure, an entourage of his fans. It's not a very big room there, and there were probably about 30 of them came in. and they all had bought every one of his recordings, and they all knew every word of every song he's ever written. And unlike most of us in folk clubs, we love it when people join in the choruses. But if you've got a crowd of people around you singing every word of every verse, it's slightly irritating. So the evening goes on and Harvey Andrews says, well, I'd like to do some requests now. Anybody got any requests? And a guy shouts out from the corner, anything these bastards don't know. I'm going to do a Mike Hug song. He wrote this in collaboration with Ian Lafrenay when Ian Lafrenay was co-writing a television series. And if you're anything like me, you know half the chorus, and you've known it for many, many years. But that's all. But it's a nice little song. I'm sure you'll recognize it. There was a time when time didn't matter, only the time of day. Living was living in hope that would never pass away. It was a Monday morning, weekend was done. Fear was the fear of being what we had become. Oh, what happened to you? Whatever happened to me? What became of the people we used to be? Tomorrow's almost over, today's been gone too long. The only thing to look forward to is the past. Ooh, what happened to you? Whatever happened to me? What became of the people we used to be? They say I'm a fool in a fool's paradise, letting my life slip away, waiting with my head in the clouds, looking for a sunny day. Never go back, they tell me, it's the worst thing you can do. But I must go there till I know where it is I'm going to. Oh, what happened to you? Whatever happened to me? What became of the people we used to be? Tomorrow's almost over. Today went by so fast. The only thing to look forward to is the past. Oh, what happened to you? Whatever happened to me? What became of the people we used to be? Oh, what happened to you? Whatever happened to me? What became of the people we used to be? What became of the people we used to be?
Oh. I've known you for over 30 years. I've never heard you sing that before.
Have you not?
You are Rodney Bewes, aren't you?
Yes. He's got a Rodney Bewes haircut, hasn't he?
It's my COVID cut.
Right, okay. We're just a few minutes over, but I'm afraid, boys and girls, that's it for tonight. So thank you for everyone who sang and everyone who's just sat there. We didn't have time to take the piss out of Glenys tonight.
Oh, we got time yet. We can stop the recording and then you can feel free, John.
Aww.
Oh,
okay,
is there?
Stop the recording, then we'll have a go at Glenys. Okay,
Good night,
everyone, and we'll see you
right,
all
here we go. Bump. Let's all stop now, John.